On a very surprising move, Apple has released the second beta of iOS 26.2. Even though I was expecting this to be a 2-week cycle where Apple would release the second beta 2 weeks after the release of the first one, they actually did release the second beta this week, and that's really cool. Even though, again, it didn't come at the usual schedule. They released it on a Wednesday and way later than the 10 a.m. Pacific time that they actually used to release software updates. But lately, Apple has been doing those kind of things like releasing updates really late. But again, the update is here. It is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at some awesome new features and changes that Apple has added to iOS 26.2 Beta 2. Before we get into all that, if you're not subscribed to the channel like most of you guys still aren't, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now, first of all, let's talk about the size of the update. Now, this is really interesting. The second beta came in at around 1 GB here on my iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is actually very normal, but I also seen screenshots from other users where this update is at around 8 GB, so it's actually really interesting. Now, previously on other betas of iOS 26, I have also been getting those really huge updates like 6 to 8 GB. Now it's only 1. It's really interesting. So it seems like it's not the same for everyone, so it will depend on different devices. Now, the build number for this beta is 23C5033H, which is the new build number with that letter at the end, indicating that we will have a few more betas, but we're going to talk about that in a minute here. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at all the new awesome new features and changes that we got with this update. Now, first of all, the animations have been updated. And for the first time on iOS 26, we got the real iOS 26 liquid glass animations that we actually saw at WWDC 2025. Just take a look at these animations. You can see how cool is that, or if we go to another place like here on the control center, you can see that animation. It is actually really awesome. Now, this is how they're supposed to look, and this is how they looked back at the demo at WWDC 2025. Now they're here and they're pretty cool. Now, other updates for liquid glass: if you go to the notification center, you tap here. If you want to clear everything, you will actually get now right here. You can see the liquid glass has been added to notifications as well. Of course, it was on the notifications, but now on the pop-ups that you get here, like the clear all notifications, they're also on the liquid glass effect, which is really awesome. Now, if you have an iPhone that doesn't have the dynamic island, then when you turn on or off the silent mode on your device, like right here, you can see we get that pop-up, but it's right here on the dynamic island. If you don't have a dynamic island, then that will show up like on a pop-up right here, and that has also been updated, and now it's on liquid glass. So basically a bunch of really cool liquid glass updates with iOS 26.2 Beta 2. Another big update on liquid glass is the Measure app. If you go to the level right here, you can see now everything here is on liquid glass. You can see that really cool effect that we get right there, which is actually pretty awesome. So it has basically updated the UI of the Measure app to, of course, follow now the new design, the liquid glass design, and it actually looks really awesome. You can see right there, if we switch to the other colors, you can see that effect. How cool is that? Apple actually is doing a great job with liquid glass. You can see how satisfying is that. Of course, will make using even an app like the Measure app really fun. Another updated app is the new Games app, of course, a new app that we got on iOS 26. Once you open it for the first time, this is what you will see: filters on your library, controller support, of course, and track challenges scores. Now, if we go into the app and you go to your library, now you will notice that there right here we have filters, and we can also sort the games that we have right here. So based on name and size right here, you can just go ahead and sort them. or if you just want to actually filter them, you can choose to filter them with different filters, like the games that you have on your iPhone, the arcade games that you have played with your friends. You will have controller support challenges, and then you will also have here different categories. So you will have like a menu if you tap on that little arrow right there with all the different categories of games. And of course you can go ahead and filter your games based on the category. So a really nice addition to the new Games app. Now you will also get a new splash screen once you open the Reminders app for the first time on iOS 26.2 Beta 2, basically letting you know about the new alarm feature that we actually got on the first beta. And then we also have snooze here and stay reminded, basically introducing the new urgent reminders feature, which is actually very useful. Now another update that you will get with iOS 26.2 Beta 2 has to do with CarPlay. So if you use CarPlay and you have pinned messages, now with iOS 26.2 Beta 2, you will be able to actually disable the pinned messages directly from CarPlay. You will have basically a simple button to switch it off if you just want to remove the pinned conversations while you're using CarPlay with iMessage. So what's next for iOS 26.2? Well, if you have watched any of my previous videos, I did expect Apple to release the second beta next week, like go on a 2-week schedule for the first couple of betas, but they released it this week. So of course I'm not mad about it. They're very welcome to do that, but then most likely we will get more betas for iOS 26.2 that we did for iOS 26.1, which was 4. In this case, most likely we're getting 5 for this update because they are going on a weekly schedule. That means that every week now until the final release, we will get a new beta. Even though the Wednesday is not a usual time when Apple releases betas, most likely they will move on towards the beginning of the weeks for the next betas. Now, based also on the build number of this one, I would expect the next beta somewhere maybe on the 18th or the 19th of November, followed by the 4th beta in the last week of November, which will be the 25th most likely. Before Thanksgiving they should release it, and then we will get the 5th beta most likely on the 1st or the 2nd of December, followed by the RC, which is of course the last update that gets released to the devs and the public testers before it goes out to the public, which should be somewhere here the 8th or the 9th of December, and then the final release a week before holidays. That will most likely be the 15th or the 16th of December. These should be the dates where Apple will release the new betas, and also of course the final release of iOS 26.2. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. Again, iOS 26.2 is turning out to be an amazing update with a lot of new features and changes. And of course, I will be keeping you updated with the latest new features. So make sure to subscribe for that and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys on the next one.